There we go. So that if by chance we do lose, if you lose me, it's due to the storm and we may have lost power. Okay. So that being said, we're going to roll right into quiz number 3, which deals with free throw rules and procedures. And I'm going to spotlight the screen with the quiz. So those of you who are able to look, make sure that your display is on gallery view. So that way you can see the screen. Okay. Here's a breakdown of the scores of this week's quiz, which we had an average score of 90.83, which is pretty good, pretty good scores. I think we're getting better. We're getting better. We're studying better, and I think we're working better with each other, so that our results are starting to climb. So our average is pretty good. Let's roll right into question number 1. And I will read the first question. A free throw starts when the ball is placed at the disposal of the free thrower. And the answer to that is true. Our rule reference is Rule 8, Section 1.3. And 8.1.3 states a free throw starts when the ball is placed at the disposal of a free thrower. When we say disposal, how do we, or what indicates that the ball is at the disposal of a free thrower?
Well, you either throw it, bounce it to them,
Correct?
or you place it on the floor at the free throw line for them
Correct. Yep. Yep. Either example, both of those are examples of the ball being at the disposal of the free thrower. And that's important, especially according to a couple of other questions that we have coming up. Okay, rule 2. Free throw administration. Your trail should make eye contact with the lead official and verbally and visually indicate the number of shots to be attempted. C also makes eye contact with the lead official and gives a visual signal to indicate the number of shots to be administered. Lead will visually confirm with T and C the number of free throws to be attempted. The lead will not administer any free throws before visual communication is confirmed with the trail. And the answer to this is true.
with about 8 references.
Yeah, yes. And let's take a look at a few references, and they're all in our CCA manual. Let's start with 323B6A. All right. It says trail shall make eye contact with the lead official and verbally and visually indicate the number of shots to be administered. Okay, our next reference is 323B5B. Center official. Make eye contact with the lead official and give a visual signal to indicate the number of shots to be administered. Next reference, 323A3. Let me find it.
Each official shall or must visually confirm with one another the number of free throws to be attempted. That is especially important between T and L.
Correct. That is correct. Thank you, Rick.
Mm-hmm.
And then our last reference
It's right there.
is 323A5, right underneath it. The lead will not administer any free throws before visual communication is confirmed with T. And this is our procedure, and we should adhere to it consistently. And the reason why I always like to remind everyone that this is important, 2 things. Number 1, we have direct control over this procedure. We as officials, we control this procedure. And the second and most important reason is that 4 out of the 5 correctable errors deal with free throws, which is indicative to the fact that we as officials sometimes we take this process for granted,
Mhm.
and it can bite us if we're not careful.
And
All
it
right, number
it
3.
can usually happen
Mm-hmm.
when there's some kind of, and I don't mean this as um negative as it's going to sound, but it usually happens when there's some kind of chaos.
Right.
Like maybe, somebody calls a foul and then the coach wants to know an explanation, and the lead might have been looking in lead's area and doesn't know it's a 2 versus a 3 versus a 1,
Mm-hmm.
an and 1, those kinds of things. So that's when it's
Sure.
going to bite us.
Correct. And that's because situations can distract us,
Mhm.
which is why it's important we have that communication. And it also ties into something we've been discussing along those same lines, is that we have to make sure that whenever we're handling our business on the floor, we handle all of our responsibilities before we start any conversations with coach, table, players, anyone. We handle
Mhm.
all of our business first.
Yep.
And you're right, Rick, because something can occur that's a distraction that takes our focus away from the process, the procedure. We don't
Mhm.
communicate clearly or effectively, and then our partner administers the wrong number of free throws.
Yep.
And then we have to come back and attempt to fix it. All right. Number 3, the free thrower shall not enter the semicircle once the official has placed the ball at the disposal of the shooter for a free throw. The free thrower shall not leave the semicircle before the try connects the ring, flange, or backboard, or when the free throw ends. Is this true or false? And the answer is true. And our rule reference is 851D. Let's see. 851D.
Right there on top, right there on 74, right below 74.
There we go. After the ball is placed at the disposal of free thrower, the free thrower shall not enter the semicircle once the official has placed the ball at the disposal of the shooter for a free throw. The free thrower shall not leave the semicircle before the try connects the ring, flange, or backboard, or when the free throw ends. This is why we reviewed disposal earlier, so that we understand that when the ball is at the disposal, and if for whatever reason the free thrower is not at the free throw line or inside the semicircle, once that ball is placed at the disposal, they cannot enter the semicircle without it being a violation. And I had an official ask this question the other day, which was a really good question. A lot of times we're reading our rule book and we read something, we may not understand exactly what it is, but we don't ask the question. And the question was, what is the flange? We know what the ring is. We know what the backboard is. What part of the backboard rim is the flange? And it's that part that connects the rim to the backboard. So it's all one piece. The ring, the part that connects it to the backboard. You look at it from the side, it kind of looks like a triangle. And then you have the backboard itself. So sometimes a player will make an attempt and it hits the bottom of the flange, right? If
Mhm.
we're not aware that it's a part of the rim, then we may not adjudicate the play correctly. I
Yep.
thought that was a very, very good question that this official asked. Okay, number 4. Lead, lead, center, and trail must have the whistles in their mouth when the ball is live during all free throw attempts. Yes, that is true. And our reference is CCA Manual 323B3. Let me pull that up real quick. And it is the reminder 323B3. There we go. On page 58. reminder. And you notice that it is in all caps, right? And it's highlighted. That's because I highlighted it. Reminder, lead, center, and trail must have the whistle in their mouth when the ball is live during all free throw attempts. Because if we have to make a decision or put air in a whistle, adjudicated play, it's kind of hard to blow the whistle if our whistle's not in the mouth.
Can I take us off topic for just 30 seconds?
Sure.
So I've been watching pretty intently the Thunder games, and
Mm-hmm.
Scott Foster, who I admire his officiating, he was he was lead, and the ball goes out of bounds, and his whistle is hanging down. He doesn't do the hand whistle.
Right.
His whistle was hanging on his shirt, and he points. There's no whistle. Nobody says anything. Everybody just goes, okay, it's out of bounds. Let's go.
Because it's Scott Foster.
Yeah, it's Scott Foster. But I mean, it was just funny that there was no whistle. He didn't try and put his whistle in his mouth after the fact. He just pointed. Nobody batted an eye.
Mm-mm.
They put the ball in play the way he pointed and went right on down the road.
And I love that example because it shows us that this can happen to anyone. Doesn't matter what level it is.
Yeah.
It can
Yeah,
happen to absolutely anyone.
Yep.
And was that the same game where that he got tagged on
I
the
think it was the
phone?
same game he got tagged. Yeah.
Yes.
I felt that I've kind of gotten tagged like that before,
Mm,
and it's not much fun. I didn't have bloody nose, but it's not much fun.
yes. Yeah, he got caught really, really good. And what's really interesting, that was the game before that, and I can't remember who the crew chief was. Brian McNutt and I were talking about this. He actually tossed from the edge of the circle directly into the jumpers.
Oh yeah, I did know.
First time I've seen that, and we were talking about. I said, I guarantee you, he must have had a situation similar to Scott Foster's, which
Mm-hmm.
happened the very next game.
Yep.
And so that's why he's tossing from the edge of the circle instead of getting there between the players.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting. Oh, and by the way, Brian McNutt, he cut Scott Foster's hair that morning before the game.
Oh, did he really?
Yes, yes. Scott and the guys, they came into because Brian is real close with OMG. I just forgot his name. Um, oh, I can see his face. It'll come back to me. And so, and he was the alternate on the game. So all
Oh,
the guys
yeah.
came in for their haircuts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really
That's gotta be
cool.
cool.
Yep, really, really cool.
Very nice.
All right, number 5.
Yes, sir.
After a free throw that is not followed by another, the ball shall be put in play by a throw-in, A, when the try is successful and is for a personal foul, as in Rule 7-46A, or B, at the point of interruption when the free throw is for an administrative technical foul, exception when an administrative technical foul is for an excessive timeout, play shall be resumed with a throw in by the offended team at the point of interruption. Or C, by any player of the free throwers team from the designated spot at the division line opposite the scores table for a team player substitute or bench technical foul, an intentional foul or disqualifying foul, or you can select A and B or all the above. And the correct answer, of course, is all the above. And our rule reference is Rule 8, Section 6, 1AC. And I'll get a page number for you guys here shortly.
74.
74. We were already there. There we go. Page 74, Section 6, Article 1, A through C. And that's our reference for the question. Okay. Question number 6. Team A is in the bonus. A1 is fouled by B1 and appears to be injured as a result. An official suspends play at the proper time. Team A indicates it desires a timeout. At the expiration of the timeout, it is apparent that a substitute for A1 is not necessary. After the warning signal and before the signal to resume play, A6 reports to replace A1 and is beckoned onto the playing court by an official. All right, so let's visualize that. We have A1 who was fouled by B1 in hard contact and appears to be injured. Team A calls a timeout, right? In an attempt to keep A1 in the game, give A1 time to recover. As the timeout ends, it's apparent that A1 does not need a substitute, but at the 15-second mark, the warning signal sounds, and then A6 runs to the table. And before the final horn, the official beckons A6 onto the court. So our response, our answer is B. A6 should not have been beckoned onto the playing court since A1 is required to shoot the free throws. And here are our references. First of all, let me give you the AR because this is straight out of the case book.
Mm-hmm.
It is AR 8-3. And let me give you a page number because it is straight out of the case book. Page 69. And our rule reference is Rule 8-3.2. Let's see if we can find it real quick. There we go. Who attempts? Article 2. The free throws that were to be attempted by the offended player shall be attempted by that player's substitute unless no substitute is available, in which case any team member shall attempt the free throws. Free throw or free throws under the following conditions. When the offended player must withdraw because of injury, which is what we were discussing, they are bleeding or have blood on the uniform or person, when a player is withdrawn because of a lost, displaced, or irritated contact lens, or when the offended player is disqualified or ejected. So that's our parameters for when we can have a substitute shoot for a injured or contact or disqualified or ejected player. Now, question 7. I'm going to pull up the YouTube video. We're going to watch it in its entirety, and then we're going to decide how we're going to adjudicate the play.
This was a good play.
Really good play. Okay, here we go. Now, I want everybody to notice, where are we in the game?
Oh, tight. 22 seconds left.
Yep, fourth
0.7.
quarter, 22.7. UConn is up 3. Hmm. Okay. Couple of things real quick. Couple of observations. We had a violation, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So we don't have a signal in our CCA manual or in our book for free throw violation, but it is a violation. So we should, all violations, we should raise a hand, correct?
Yep.
Yep. Raise hand, even though technically the clock isn't running, so we're not stopping the clock, but we're stopping play because it is a violation. So then we will raise our hand, and then just like the official did, we will communicate exactly what we have. And we don't have a signal per se for free throw violations, but we can communicate, verbalize, and we can point everything we need to do to communicate exactly what happened. So, who violated? We had, if you notice, there were players on both sides of the lane line, both sides of the lane, who moved, but they moved due to the free thrower's action. And so, yes, we can have fake or disconcertion from the side, from the lane line. We can also have a fake or disconcertion from the free thrower herself. And our rule reference is Rule 8-5-1B. And let me see if I can find that for us. Oops, wrong way. Okay, here we go. After the ball is placed at the disposal of a free thrower, B, the free thrower shall not purposely fake a try, nor shall the free thrower's teammates and opponents purposely fake a violation. So yes, faking applies not just to players on the sides in the boxes along the lane line, but also to the free thrower herself. Yeah, Rick, I agree with you. I like that clip, man.
Mm-hmm. Did they take that to replay?
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. No, they didn't take it to replay. They did call timeout though.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Question number 8. The official administering a free throw has alerted players that the game shall resume. A1, the free thrower is not ready. When A1 is in the semicircle and does not take the ball, or is outside the semicircle and the ball shall be placed on the free throw line, and the official shall start the count. So let's walk through and let's see, what does that look like? So the official administering free throw has alerted the players that the game shall resume. What does that mean? We've made contact with both partners. We know how many free throws we're shooting. We step into the lane. We visually and verbally communicate the number of free throws. And for whatever reason, A1 is not ready. Either they're outside the semicircle, or they have their back turned to official, or they're looking sideways, talking to the coach, being distracted, or for whatever reason, they decide not to receive the ball from the official. So we do have the option of placing the ball on the free throw line. And then our center official shall start the count. So here are possible decisions we can make on the play. A violation shall result when the free throw is not attempted in 10 seconds. That's why they mentioned the official shall start the count. A violation shall result when the free thrower enters the semicircle, if they're outside the semicircle and steps in, which is what we discussed earlier. Any player from Team A may request and be granted a timeout before the expiration of the 10-second time limit for shooting the free throw. D, A, and B, or E, all the above. And yes, this is a case play. AR 8-7. And I will get a page number for you. There it is. And it is on page 70. AR 8-7. our rule reference, Rule 851A and D. 851A and D. We're already there. Section 5, 1A. The free thrower shall release the try within 10 seconds and in such a way that the ball enters the basket or touches the ring or flange before the free throw ends. In D, the free thrower shall not enter the semicircle once the official has placed the ball at the disposal of the shooter for a free throw. The free thrower shall not leave the semicircle before the try contacts the ring, flange, or backboard, or when the free throw ends. Our next rule reference, I think I had another one if I'm not mistaken. Get over here.
514.1B.
Yep, 514.1B. You find it? Stop it. 514.1B. 514. Oh. 514. Did I say 514.1B?
Yes.
514.1B. There we go. A timeout should be granted and charged after a visual or oral request is made by a player or head coach in A through C, or the conditions in D through F exist. When the ball is at the, we can grant the timeout when the ball is at the disposal of a player of the team entitled to the ball, which is which is why we discussed disposal. Once we put the ball at the free throw line, the ball is not in the player's control, but is at the disposal of that player and that team. So now two things, the balls come live and we do have team control so that we can grant the timeout. If the player is outside the semicircle, before we get to 10, they will request a timeout, we can grant the timeout. And my other rule reference is 9-1. Hold on a second. 9, section 1.1.A and D. Let's see if I can find that. Here we go. Free throw violations. After the ball is placed at the disposal of a free thrower, it is a violation when A, the free thrower fails to release the try within 10 seconds and in such a way that the ball enters the basket or touches the ring or flange before the free throw ends. D, the free thrower enters the semicircle after the ball has been placed at their disposal or leaves before the try contacts the ring, flange, or backboard, or before the free throw ends. So yes, you see there's a consistency of what the free thrower can and cannot do and what we consider to be a violation or not. All right. Number 9. Rick, we're rolling, man.
Yes.
Trail shall observe that players behind the three-point arc do not break the plane until the ball hits the ring, flange, or backboard. Those players have the same restrictions as the shooter. Is that true or false? And that answer is true. And our rule reference is CCA Manual 3.2.3B6E. Let's see if we can find that. Here we go. Trail official. And I want everyone to pay attention and notice that this this section has a box around it and an exclamation point next to it. Now, why would the Rules Committee want to draw this much attention to this rule reference
Because it's missed.
consistently? Correct. We as officials, not sometimes, a lot of times, we find reasons to not adjudicate plays correctly.
Mhm.
And we allow it to happen, then we allow it to happen. And once we allow anything to happen, now we've set the precedent that it's legal, and it doesn't become an issue until toward the end of the game when a team gets an advantage when a player breaks the three-point arc before the ball hits the rim, which puts them in position to grab a long rebound. Because earlier in the game, we did not call the violation when we saw it. We all see it, but we choose not to call it. And that's why I wanted to really focus on this reference, because it is they put a box around it and an exclamation point. Other than flashing lights, what else do they need to do to tell us to pay attention to this? Because it has become an issue.
About all they can do.
Thank you. All right. Number 10. The official informs the players along the free throw lane that 2 free throws shall be awarded when only 1 free throw is merited. A1's first free throw is unsuccessful. Number 1, while all other players remain inactive, A2 rebounds the ball and successfully scores a goal. The official discovers that they misinformed the players, or I'm going to put a pin in this for half a second. I actually saw this happen in a camp in Dallas, a Division I camp in Dallas. This exact scenario happened to a crew. Number 2, B2 rebounds the ball and passes it to the official, who is positioned out of bounds. The official discovers that they misinformed the players. What shall we do? A2's goal shall not count. Or B, the ball shall be put in play with the use of the AP arrow. C, when any time has elapsed off the game clock and the official has definite knowledge of this time, they shall rectify the situation. Or D, all the above. And the answer is D, all of the above in 1 and 2. This is how we would adjudicate it. And yes, this is a case play, AR 815. Let me locate a page number for you. Here we go. Misinformation. It is on page
What'd you say?
72.
18 or 815?
815.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. 815. It's on page 72. And this is not a correctable error, correct? It's an official's error because we provided the misinformation.
Yep.
All right, let's look at rule 8-7. Oh, let's go backwards. 8-7. Free throw when a free throw is unsuccessful. When a free throw for a personal foul is unsuccessful, or when there are multiple free throws for a personal foul and the last free throw is unsuccessful, the ball shall remain live. Our next reference, Rule 7-51D. 7-51D. Here we go. Play shall resume after any appropriate penalty is administered or for any reason listed in rules 4-23.1A through F by one of the following methods. D, an alternating possession throw-in at a designated spot with a reset of the shot clock when the point of interrupted is such that neither team is in control and no goal or infraction, nor end of quarter overtime is involved. When there is no team control due to a try in flight and the try is unsuccessful, the ball is awarded to the team entitled to the alternating possession arrow at a spot nearest to where the try was unsuccessful. And there is an exception. That's Rule 2-11.6A8. Now, I'm mistaken, that deals with correctable errors if I'm not in error. All right, and then our last rule reference is Rule 5-12.1. All right, let's see if we can't find that real quick. Okay. Oh, that's 14. 12. Here we go. This deals with the time. When an obvious time mistake has occurred because of the failure to start or stop the game clock properly, the mistake shall be corrected by the referee. After the mistake is of either failing to start or stop the game clock, such a mistake shall be corrected during the first dead ball and before the ball is touched inbounds or out of bounds by a player other than the thrower in. When the clock should have been continuously running, before the second live ball is touched inbounds or out of bounds by a player other than the thrower in. Okay, so this would have been a dead ball because we had a missed free throw. We had communicated inaccurate information. We blow the play dead. Now, before we administer any throw in, we have to make sure that we make any correction to the game clock that may be necessary. Because once that throw-in ends, we cannot correct the clock. All right. That is quiz number 3 in its entirety. Oh, let me remove the spotlight. There we go. Okay. So that's quiz number 3. We have plenty of references for everyone to look up and compare to their own notes that they took during the quiz. If anyone has any questions about the quiz, about either question or any response, please just let me know. Reach out, and I would be happy to discuss any question that you may have. Quiz 4 will come out either tonight or first thing in the morning, considering that it's a holiday tomorrow. So yes, I will post quiz 4. Yes, I'll plan on that. Yeah, TC, I'm gonna go find some coffee. And then I'm going to post quiz 4. Okay? That's what I'm gonna do.
How about do it tomorrow morning?
Sounds like a great idea. Yes.
Then I get the coffee for you.
Cool. So yes, quiz 4 is coming out, and we're going to continue our journey. We're going to continue our study. We're going to continue digging and grinding. We're going to continue to get a little bit better every week. We're going to continue to gain a little bit more in-depth knowledge about the rules that we are adjudicating and that we are applying. And by the time we finish this session, we're all going to be just a little bit better at what we do. All right. If anyone has any questions, reach out to me. Let me know. Rick, thanks again for sharing those links, man.
You're welcome.
I really do. I'm gonna find his YouTube channel. I'm gonna pull it up.
All right.
All right. Everyone have a wonderful holiday break tomorrow. Everyone be safe. Those of you who are driving, continue to keep your eyes on the road. And I will see each and every one of you next Sunday, 6 p.m. All right. Everybody take care.
Have a good weekend.